We're going to be turning this Harley-Davidson Nightster into a long travel 120 horsepower dirt bike. It's escalating fast. I pulled her apart. It's just a stupid case. That changes everything. We're going to address some of the major issues with the Harley-Davidson Nightster platform, the Rev Max to be exact. We're going to fix some of the overheating, some of the protection, and some of the stuff we know you're all worried about and have been waiting for. It's a new product launching kind of day. At least we're building new products. They're going to be launching soon kind of day. I've got some of the best beef jerky I've ever had. I'm going to keep this piece of beef jerky right here for later. I like dry ass beef jerky, and I always keep some in the pocket of my cut right here when we go on the road. This shit's tough, so you probably got like 15 minutes of me chewing right now. You see all my muscles getting pumped in my face? That's why I look so young for 62. I'm gonna build a long travel front end for this. By I'm gonna build, meaning I already built it. We already did that. You didn't get to see that. That's kind of in the wind. Just got it done. But I built different damper rods. This is factory. We only went 3/4 of an inch. Went through all this and we measured this all out, how to get the most amount of travel, because stock there's only like 2.5 to 2 3/4 inches of travel in your stock 49 mil front end. We have this one at 4.5 inches. So depending on what model you have, we got 2 inches, like 1.5 inches to 2 inches of travel, which sounds very minimal, but when it comes to a motorcycle, that is quite a bit. So it's quite a bit of travel. We've doubled the travel basically. And we've made a much taller, better front end than I've ever had on the front of this. This is a Racetech 90 kg. This is the lightest spring they make because they don't make stuff for Nightsters, and the Nightster is extremely lighter than everything else. It's almost 300 pounds lighter than a Dyna. It's 100 pounds lighter than the lightest Sportster. So they don't make a lot of springs for them. So this 49 mil, softest spring. We're going really light on the preload. Racetech gold valve. I'm gonna run a yellow spring. We're gonna set this up. That's how I run Dynas, everything. I like a little heavy on the compression or the valving, because we're gonna probably jump this thing and we're gonna hit some off-road. We're going to TMMR. In fact, you can use code Kruesi26 to get a discount for your tickets for TMMR. That's at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. That is May 14th through the 17th. Did I get it right? Did I get it right?
Nailed it.
Holy. So yeah, we're gonna be out there. Like I said, use code Kruesi26 and come out. Me and Trent are both bringing both the Nightsters. We're gonna have knobbies on them. We're gonna rip. We might talk ourselves into hitting the hill climb. I'm not 100% on that one, but
I'm gonna look at it.
I'm gonna look at the hill climb. Definitely gonna hit some flat track and some other stuff like that. It's gonna be a super good time. But that's what we're building this for. We're also going to be doing something really big, taking care of a real serious problem. These are a really serious problem with the Nightster is overheating and boiling the radiator. That one's big. We're gonna go over all that later, but first, we're gonna build the front end. I wanna get it rolling and looking like a motorcycle so we can flip it around, get the knobby on the rear, and then we're gonna build something else. Blood racing. Come on, Blood. Hey, Blood. What up, Blood? What up, cuz? I got extra bushings because the tubes came with bushings. This is a Pro 1. I think this is like a 4/over tube for a Dyna, basically is what it boils down to. It's like a, or it's a 2/over, it's 27. I think it's a straight 27, so it's like a 2.5 technically. Kruesi Originals is filmed before a live studio audience. All right, so where we've been with this guy is we've been waiting on this top out spring. This is the spring that goes on the guy right here, which goes against this tube in here. So when you when the suspension unloads, this is what it bounces against instead of smashing against this dude. This is a 1-inch top out spring. Stock top out springs are 2 inches, it's longer. And the longer the top out spring, the more spring you have, pushes you that much further up into the leg, which lowers the bike to the ground and gives you less travel. So we wanted extreme as we could, which it took a long time to get this one spring. This is a Harley-Davidson spring. You can only get the short ones from Harley-Davidson. I'll give you the part number right now. It is 4651701. That comes with a certain model of Dyna. I don't know exactly what model it is. Tommy researched it, found the spring. So if your bike doesn't have these and you've got a 49 mil front end and you want to do just a 1 inch, get an inch of height out of it, go to these guys right here, use that Harley-Davidson part number, get it from Harley-Davidson. That's all you can do. Boom, spring. I need fluid. I am about to put in some blood racing. What's up, blood racing? This is the best fork fluid you can buy. It's the most expensive fork fluid you can buy, but this stuff basically just doesn't break down. You can put this in your front end and run it until you die, pretty much. I wouldn't, but you can, because the breakdown rate of this, there's some crazy ass science behind it that the owner came in and explained to us when we started using it, and this is what all of the race teams run. This is what a lot of the big bagger race leagues guys run, a lot of the moto world. This is the oil. This is the best oil. There's lots of other good stuff on Kruesi Originals. We've got all levels of fork oil on there, but if you want the shit and you're real serious about having the shit,
we should change the name to that, to the shit.
The shit. This is the shit right here. This is what you need. Like it's what we run in ours, because we're only running the shit. Oh, look at that. That thing's got a shaft on her. Now,
that's a long ass tube, dude.
Yeah. Just because this sticks out this far, that's not how much travel I have. This does not, this does determine travel, but it also doesn't. You also have coil bind to take into account. This can only compress so far before it's bound. So we measured out, well, actually we called Race Tech and got the coil bind measurements for this. Then we deducted the coil bind measurements from how much travel we had here, and then what was left over is where we set it up at. We set it up a little short, like just shy of full coil bind. We're gonna see how it works out. So that's also why we're running very minimum preload. That's why we can get away with the heavier spring, almost zero lash on preload, because it should hold the bike up no matter what. But that way we have as much distance to coil bind as possible. All right, there it is. Race Tech is set up, gold valve is set up. I set the yellow one up at 2 turns from 0 lash. That is what we set up all of our valving at on most of the bikes, just for taking hits coming out of wheelies. Works really, really well. I like it all the way around. This is 20 weight fluid, soft spring. I'm gonna show you the preload right now. I also have this one drawn up already. I'm hoping this is because I thought ahead and marked this one when I did the other one. We'll find out. I also gotta put some fancy boys on there. Nope, I don't know what that line's from. There's not a lot of preload on this, so I'm really hoping for the best, and it doesn't like come blowing off here. I got very little, it's only like 1 inch of preload, so it should be really easy, hopefully. Come on, baby.
We'll just take a step back. Oh, there you go.
All right, there's that guy. Juicy. Thankfully, the handlebars are bent just enough to get that thing by. These are the oops.
Money.
Gonna put this leg together. First of all, let's go put this guy back before I forget about it. And on top of it, we're gonna throw some Burley brand adjustable preload adjusters, because I wanna set this thing up on 0 preload, which I really need to cut this shorter. I think I'm gonna start out with it on the stiffer side. And then if backed out, it's way too stiff, then we'll take this off and we'll trim it again. But
because right now, what the thread depth is your preload essentially right now, right?
Yes. So right now, I'd be sitting on probably 3/4 of an inch of preload at 0 on this, and then this cranked all the way down. I think it's an extra inch, so then I'd be at 1 3/4 inches, which is way more than I want to be. But if I need to go a little stiffer, I could. If we need to go softer, then we could still just pull them off and chop these dudes off. So we're gonna do that first. We're gonna start stiff. We're gonna soften her up as we go. Oh, look at that. It comes with a tool. Look at these guys. Oh, come on, box. Get off me. Comes with a tool. That's really nice. Here's the guy. And then some spacer material. The best part about this, why I use these ones, is because when you turn this out, it doesn't stand up like a big tall stick and get in your way of everything. So yeah, here we are. Look at the difference. As you screw this, it's gear driven and it just drives this guy up into there. This is your preload spacer. This is a really nice product. They don't pay us or endorse us or sponsor anything. That's just my ungiven My ungiven opinion right there, or very given opinion. So I put a little lubricants on here just because it makes life easier for you, especially on the seal and the threads, keep them alive longer. Stock 4-cap tool. This works for 39 and 49 millimeter, basically all front ends that have a top cap like this. Thankfully, I got very little preload. Can I get this with my fingers? Oh, so close, baby. Come on, man, Daddy needs some new shoes. Okay, that ain't gonna work. You have to buy an 1.5-inch socket. 1.5-inch socket fits right over the top of that. This dude fits over that, and then you've got something to drive her on home. It is never that easy. It's gonna give you at least 3/4 inch of height because you could slide this all the way up to here. And it's got little lines to mark everything. Nice product. Burley?
Burley brand.
Yeah, available at KruesiOriginals.com. Nice stuff. Next step, I guess the wheel. Oh, fork me. Do you think the brake line's still gonna reach?
Definitely not.
And I gotta run a different brake caliper and everything, right? We're going back to factory. So,
We'll see.
whole lot of hmms right now. Wheel time. You know what's crazy? Look at this. That axle was just at the right height.
That's crazy. That never happens.
That never happens,
Yeah.
ever. That was just perfectly at the right height. That's never happened in my entire life, I don't think. These are a little bit wider. The Nightster front end is wider, so theoretically, I should be able to use the stock Nightster spacers, the brake caliper, the axle, everything should be universal. In a perfect world, I'd say it's a 50% chance that shit's not gonna work. So, the wheel spacing is all set off of this side. See this? The axle is steps down right here. So this step butts up against the bearing, the inner race on this side, and that's what sets the wheel where it's gonna sit this way. So all I gotta do, look at this, move it over, bring it back. I'm gonna measure this, center this out, and then I only gotta make a spacer for that side, which should be the ABS spacer, but this is an off-road bike, so it doesn't. It has internal sensors. The ABS works internally. It's off of Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth race bike, so that's what it is. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna make some spacers. I'm gonna try and bolt a fender on. Trent's working on the brakes, and then we'll get back to you. Grass-fed beef got wacky. It's right where I want to be. What do you think?
I think that's dialed. Oh yeah, that's dialed.
I think it's like Dial soap.
Gold.
It's
the
clean
gold
and antibacterial. This is a late model Dyna fender, like 2006 and up, for a 49 millimeter mid glide. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch.
Needs to come up. Oh, the bolt holes don't line up.
They will. Oh, wait. It's, god damn it. It's a f***ing soft tail legs, aren't they? Mm-hmm. We're taking a little pause from Nightster over there because we had a whole bunch of epic, oh my god, I can't go any farther because I'm missing a whole bunch of parts. Like always, you know, it's custom. Fender doesn't bolt up because those are lowrider legs of a 2018 lowrider, and for some reason that year lowrider had different fender mounts and everything else that's 49 millimeter. So I gotta get a $500 fender from Harley-Davidson instead of the $75 fender that I had already painted and ready to go. So we're gonna wait on that. I also gotta get a different brake caliper because it doesn't fit the thing. And there's a lot of stuff to wait on. We'll get back to that bike in a minute, but Sean's here and we are final drawing, not final drawing, but redrawing. This is like stage one of the scrape plate here, mainly to protect the gas tank because we are gonna be doing some off-roading and we wanna do all that. So this is the, when we 3D printed, she bolts up beautifully. That's really, we were just checking points at this point. And then we can see where we want to make some changes. We're going to make some changes, make it a one piece to be able to put a jack underneath your motorcycle and jack your motorcycle up, because you cannot jack a Nightster up from anywhere without this, basically, unless you got a lift. Walk with me. So the Nightster notoriously overheats. It is an overheating son of a bitch, and they boil the radiator all the time. If you're doing any like close course racing or any stunt riding or any kind of just getting down to business, it will boil the radiator, and I'm gonna show you why. This is the return line. It sits right here against the head pipe, and this head pipe glows red. When you're getting down, this thing's glowing. So it boils the water as it's going back into the motor. That sucks. So we've been working with a company out there to develop something revolutionary to change that. We have radiators coming out. We're working with PCM. This will say Kruesi Originals when the time comes, because we're designing this thing. But this is a prototype right here. This idea actually was brought to my attention by Saddleman off the race bike when we were over there. Chris kind of told me about this. They moved this pickup to the other side. So now we have feed and return on one side away from all of that. That alone is going to cool this thing down monstrously. This also has 75% more volume of fluid, which is ridiculous. And it's a big old raw, sick as fuck looking aluminum thing with fan mounts, OEM fan mount, OEM mounts. Right now we got to cut these off and change these. Like I said, it's a prototype. It's going to look a lot different when it's all said and done. But we got to make some mount changes. Oh my God, there's still water in her. That sucks. And yeah, Sean is here, and I have never welded aluminum in my entire life besides spool welding on boat lifts, but
you know.
I'm gonna have Sean, we're gonna cut this off, we're gonna measure it out. I'm gonna get the measurements to send back to PCM. So they're gonna make us another prototype after this one. Once it's all said and done and dialed, this will be an exclusive Kruesi Originals Nightster radiator, only at KruesiOriginals.com. Super pumped about this. This is gonna be huge for these. We will probably be coming out with something for all of the Rev Max platforms eventually, but so far it is going to be the Nightster. Sean's gonna weld it, and we're gonna go home. We'll get back on the rest of that tomorrow, and hopefully we can figure out what the hell I'm gonna use for a fender and everything else. This bike's getting more and more expensive as we move on. So please go to KruesiOriginals.com and buy a bunch of shit so we can afford this, please. Or join our membership. That $5 really goes a long ways. Let me tell you what. All I've eaten today is beef jerky. Muff me. Oh, thank you. Oh, look how perfectly that drops on there. I like it a lot. Definitely needs a fender, or that thing's gonna be eating rocks. The kickstand's probably gonna be useless, because it's already useless now, it's too tall, but putting it down in the dirt, it's gonna fall over, so I might take it off, because kickstand flopping around when you're off-roading would suck too, and just leaning against a tree the whole time, so.
You know, man, when his welding hood is crystal clear like this and not all scratched up and full of shit.
Yeah, my eyesight's so bad now, I gotta keep that clean. There's a cheater in there too, a magnifier.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna be zoomed in. I've never welded with cheaters. We're gonna see how this goes. Whoa, cheaters, brother. That's something else. All right, you ready?
Yep. Just reflected it right back into my face off the lens.
Oh, dude.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
That's fucking dead nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, can you turn that on?
Oh.
Works better, yeah. I had to stop myself and have Trent grab the camera before I got way ahead of myself and jumped into a big crazy project, and you guys didn't get to see what this was going to look like normally. As you can tell, the radiator's on. Sean welded it up last night, like after hours. We got it done and we hit the road. So it's absolutely beautiful. Sean welds better than everyone on the planet, so you can contest it. But that is amazing. Dialed. This is top factory hose. All you gotta do is twist this a little bit. Boom, lines right up with that guy. We've got hose clamps coming. That will come with this kit when we sell it. The stock wiring goes down like this. This is just factory how it normally goes, but I really don't want to keep it there because I got this really sick thing going on. It would look way cooler if all this wasn't here. I'm gonna pull the cover off. I just hit up Chris at FXR Division, see if I can get an intake if they've got one in stock. I want to put one of their intakes on because they make a shitload of power and they sound awesome. But it also gets rid of all the airbox under here and opens up a whole ton of room, according to Trent, who just put one on a customer's bike right behind us. And I can take all this wiring harness and hopefully hide it underneath here and open this up because I just want to have open frame, like an old dirt bike, like an old steel frame dirt bike. Let's say it's the year 1991. The world has been in the apocalypse for the last year and a half. A guy named Snake Bliskin comes to town. He's on a motorcycle that was clearly built during the apocalypse. It runs on some sort of high-octane corn syrup nitro fuel, and it breathes blood. It's got machine guns strapped on the back, but I should put a gun on this thing somewhere. Or a flamethrower. But yes, something like that. Look at the fucking thing. It looks like some shit from when I was a kid, like Total Recall or something like that. It belongs in Total Recall, Blade Runner maybe. You name it. What movie, this is clearly something out of the 80s. What 80s sci-fi-ish movie did this belong in? Smoking Joe's in the house, stop by to say hi. This is where I'm at. Look, I just have been probably working on this for 30 minutes, trying to get this unplugged and out of here. This is not what it's gonna look like, but this is what I'm shooting for. Look at how much better it looks already, just having this open. I wanna get this guy out of here too. I just want this open frame and I wanna hide all this wiring or condense it as much as possible and just make it look a little more raw and less covered. Once the intake's in here, we'll have a lot of room here, but that's really far back from where I need to be, so I don't think that's gonna help, honestly, but I'm gonna try and get it. This is the ECM right here, which is there's my fancy boy right there that's powering this dude actually, but shh, that's a secret.
What if you move the ABS to behind the air cleaner? The fake air cleaner.
That's a good idea. That could be my ABS module holder right there. And then I could add this whole area right here to just wad up a bunch of wiring and wrap it up out of.
Pull that cover off. Watch. Pull
out
the
of
thing
sight,
off.
out of mind.
Pull the fake cover off.
Hold.
Are you grabbing a tool to unscrew it?
Why? Does it pull off? Shut up. It just pulls off? I just pull on it,
Yep,
really?
Pull on it.
Get the f out of here. It's fully plastic. It's plastic. Yeah. Oh my God.
There's your bracket for your ABS block.
Well, this is what sucks air into your thing.
Yeah.
That's not even a screw.
No, it's not a real screw.
It's just plastic.
Yeah. Oh, I should have let you hit it with the gun.
I would have smoked it. Oh. We'll leave that hubcap off for now. Man, we could 3D print some shit for this. Dude, just a big old... This is the stock filter. I did put in, these are Pan America Velocity stacks. They're shorter and a lot bigger. It's bigger diameter, the throttle body. Supposed to make a little more power. I don't know if it did or not. This thing is unbelievably powerful, so I'm sure it was pretty gnarly. And I can't even imagine if I put the intake on it. I have like some top secret ECM in this that auto tunes 65% all the time. It is just whatever you change, it just tunes right to it. It's some crazy shit. You can't, it's not sold to the public. We got it through some racing stuff, but that's exciting. Just had a epiphany. We have this super fancy ABS for race bikes only that has our super fancy ECM that's for race bikes only, like for the race team stuff, and it has no traction control, no ABS, none of that. So, and theoretically, like Trent said, I shouldn't have to have this plugged in anymore. And that changes everything. Boom, I just pulled this dude out of this thing because I wanted to see what it was. It's escalating fast. And I pulled her apart. It's just a big, stupid case that holds a whole bunch of dummy plugs that aren't hooked into anything. So get all these out of the way, get rid of this. I'm probably gonna have to make a new mount for the ECM to hold it up somehow. As long as I keep it in the same
orientation.
Yeah, orientation, everything should be fine. So I got a whole bunch of stuff kind of mocked up over here and just zip tied in various places so I can see which way it's gonna route. I'm gonna run everything off of one side, just like a Dyna, how the Dyna would go into the neck. We'll clean all this up and it'll just be like one chunk of wiring coming in over here. And then all the rest of this will be nice and hidden. I got a lot of to move around, but it's gonna be way cooler.
we're back. It's the next day. We got this thing all back together. I was just about to set up chain like tension when I noticed we're gonna have to lengthen the chain. We're gonna have to add a couple links. We need it a little looser because we expect more travel out of the rear wheel when we're off-road. So you want a looser chain to make up for that movement. No big deal, easy fix, but something to notice. Watch, check it out.
For TMMR, at Loretta Lynn's, I'm building this thing out nasty because we're going to go to Rusty Butcher's. If we get there in time, we're going to make this happen. We're going to go to Rusty Butcher's and we're going to go rip a couple of his tracks. We're going to put knobbies on Trent Nightster as well. And then we're going to go to the Tennessee Motorcycle Revival.
One of those. It's either motorcycle. It's either motorcycle music or music motorcycle.
Music motor. A lot of T's, a lot of M's, a lot of R's. It's going to be super sick. You can use code Kruesi26 for a discount on that. For tickets to come out, it's going to be dope. We're going to be camping out there and just living it. I'm probably going to be in short shorts and boots, and that's it, riding this thing around the whole time, just ripping burnouts and shit. But that's going to be sick. So we're going to really get it done when we get back. Right now, we're just trying to get it lookable. Chains on. We're running this is our sprocket. This is a 54-2 sprocket. The carrier is for a Pan America. So this is a Pan America chain drive kit, basically, with our sprocket, because the Pan comes with a 49-2 sprocket, which is really, really tall. This is a 54, so like any of you Pan Am guys out there that want to gear your shit, we have sprockets available for those, and if you gear it, it makes a monster difference, I promise you. They're way too tall. And we went to an 18-tooth front sprocket, which is one tooth down in the front. So this dude has got some serious gearing. It's what you're running in yours, right? Mm-hmm. It's what Trent has in his. I had a 1923 on this. This bike makes like 120 wheel though. I had a 1923 and it ripped, but I want this thing to just, I want to be 10,000 RPM limiter and just be banging. Front end is together. We've got a front fender off of a, what year is this off of, Tom? A 2018 Lowrider Softail Standard. They only came with this fender and these fork legs. Thank God we had these fork legs so we could run this fender because it's wider and it's got a lot more clearance, so it works really, really good with this big ass knobby. So this rear knobby did exactly what I wanted it to. It's very, very big, so it raised the bike up, which the bike is sitting pretty level right now, and we've got a ton of ground clearance. But this dude is so big that it's touching the gas tank pretty much, and we really need to bring it back a bunch. This thing is really long. This dimension is 4 inches longer than a Dyna. So you gotta have a lot longer chain with these than you do a Dyna. Cause I wanna stretch this dude back to here. I wanna get the axle back as far as I can, cause it's also gonna bring it down, give me a little more height and a little more length, a little more wheelbase for off-road, and like doing some hill climb stuff I think would be a lot better cause she's pretty short. Hey, that's it. I mean, I'm gonna put the cover back on and the headlight and all that jive. I need to put handlebars on because those are bent as shit from last time I wrecked it. And we'll keep moving. And remember, if you join our members only in the YouTube, you get to see all of this stuff early, like considerably early. And you also get to see all of the old stuff that got taken down or got censored, and there's a lot of it. There's dropping stuff for you guys that the other people aren't gonna get. It's more like raw, real-time shit, which a real video will be coming out for it as well, and there'll be lots of coverage, but you're gonna get the nitty-gritty. It is time. Put the gas tank on. Gas tank cover, mock tank. It's a mockery. We need to put one of our new seats on because I had the prototype one and it was a 2-piece and it bolted on here and here, but our new seats are 1-piece and they have a tab that bolts here, but I have a license plate in the way, so we're gonna maybe just run it as a latch style. We'll do that next. That thing, like no tab in the back. We went tabless, which you can go either way if you want to. It comes with a tab, you can take it off. You do not need it because this thing locks really hard actually. See how she feels. It feels tall. Oof. Feels like I'm on a dirt bike.
Looks like you're on a dirt bike. Dude, you're
I feel like I'm way up in the air, dude. Like my feet feel like they're like feet from the ground. My feet are feet from the ground. Yeah, we should put it on the ground. It's so light. Ooh. It feels so light. This thing is ridiculous. Like moving this around compared to moving anything else around is, and it feels like it's got knobbies on it. Shall we see if the kickstand works? See if it's got a lean. Is it gonna stay?
It looks like it's slaying down.
It's been a long time since the last clip. Metro Mayhem happened. That was awesome. We went to Arkansas to Spring Fling. That was extremely awesome. Definitely going again. One of the best weeks I've had in a long time. Back in action, and now we need to get this ready because we leave for Loretta Lynn's for TMMR in like a week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Still on the prototype radiator, don't have the real ones yet. Still do not have a brake caliper mount over here, so I don't have front brakes yet. I just got new risers from Archetype. We're gonna bring this down like 2 inches and some change. I want to get it a lot shorter. That's as short as we could go with the stop riser, so we're going to try it out. But it does give me a lot of adjustability also, so I should be able to dial it in pretty nice, and I can rotate bars, and we're going to play with that a lot. It's like the news when you're sitting at the desk, and then the guy stands up from the desk, and he's like suit from this way down, and then he's got his cross carriers on the rest of the time. Here they are. Archetype. These are specially made for us. We had Derek make like 15 sets of these because we know someone's gonna want them. So there's like 15 sets of these, like 50-50 black or raw. That's the only color option. If you want another color or some other weird shit, buy them raw, do it yourself, or take it to someone yourself. They're gonna go on. I also got some other weird stuff laying right here. These are the spacers. These are factory spacers that go between your fender and your frame rails on an early model Dyna. It keeps you from crushing your fender into the frame rail and damaging your paint. It's an OEM part, no longer available. It is extinct. Until now, they're available at Kruesi Originals. These will come Cerakoted in a semi-gloss black. So they look factory. It will replace that. It will be a nice replacement for your nice, clean look on your Dyna and keep your fender in the right shape, you know? We're going to Tennessee early to go to Mark Rusty Butcher's compound to rip these a bit and ride his new mountain bike track because we just spent 2 days riding in Bentonville, 2 days riding motorcycles, 2 days riding mountain bikes, and then on the way home, me and Trent became a lot more poor. We got online and ordered new bikes. They're on the way, really excited. Bike stand's in the middle of the floor right now, just waiting for them to show up so we can put them together, and then we're not working anymore. So if they show up middle of this video, that's why I'm wearing different clothes in the next clip because we left and went mountain biking. I want another set of the short ones, I think, to put on the other build that is going on, the secret build. One that's coming. We're gathering parts right now because we're going to rebirth, a rebirthing of 2 things, actually. There's going to be a double rebirthing in 2026, Kruesi Originals. But one of them's big. One of them's a big deal. The bike that we're going to be tearing apart and redoing is a big deal. And it's a secret. Ain't that a bitch? Rusty Butcher has been doing some ridiculous shit. That jump that he...
Dude, yeah.
On the Sportster?
Proper. That
Yeah.
was like a proper moto hit. Dude.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
On a Sportster. Big old whip right over the top of it. You're a stud, dude. That was impressive. If you haven't seen it, it happened some time ago by now, but God, dude can shred. I can't shred like that. On a mountain bike I could. Come on, you dirty. Man, it's not. I'm really putting some force on that. Oh, dude. I'm gonna beat a torque wrench in there. Then we'll hit it with a gun. A little toasty. Yeesh. It's really toasty. So I'm gonna show you guys some really fancy tricks with some child's toys. This is child's play right now. It's literally gonna happen. I've got a nice box of Mondo Llama classic Crayola. I don't think there's a classic thing about Mondo Llama. I never heard of that shit in my life, but they're crayons. So we're gonna take one of these guys out of here. Let's peel a little paper away. So back in the day, you used to be able to buy like a grease tube full of beeswax. And beeswax, if you have a bolt that won't come out and you melt up the material and then melt the beeswax into it, you can spin that thing out with your fingers. It's the most magical thing in the world. Environmentalists made that go away. So now you have to buy crayons that are made out of fucking beeswax. And it does the same. It's amazing. So maybe this will work. It is so fine that the heat will pull it in. So we want to heat this up right here. There's gonna be beeswax all over this thing, but you know, we're taking it off, so definitely warm. A socket, this is a T30, I believe. Fits in the old Allen, but not really. Kind of just gonna get it till she catches a little bit. We're gonna try, this thing's hot. Beat that bitch in there. Yeah, I got a hole in my finger. Okay, now I'm gonna hit this with a gun because if I put a ratchet on this, you're gonna get a side torque on it. If you run it with a gun, it's gonna drive it straight down the pipe. But you don't wanna put this on here and go, wah! You just wanna bump, 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 bump. Just give it a light bumping. More of a vibration, I would say. And hope for the best, because... Oh! Mind your own beeswax. Here it is. It's the next day. The mountain bikes came in. We split. we built out the bikes, spent the whole day, put them together, got super excited. I charged mine for like 4 hours or however long, and then rode a bunch in my backyard last night. I rode 6 miles in my backyard track last night. It was sick. Where we are on the bike, handlebars are in. We've got the Archetype manufacturing. These are some custom Kruesi Originals, risers, this height and this setup. They are fully adjustable. If I was stunt riding this thing, I would probably bring these back a notch and sit myself into the seat a little bit, but I want to be like, yeah, up over the top. And sitting up on our seat has this secondary hop right here. This is so you can sit on the tank and it'll hook your nuts pretty much right there and hold you up for drifting and like stunt riding stuff. And then it sets you down here, which coincidentally makes this very comfortable. This housing is way too wide to clear the brake, which this is enough. This is all I need for brake pressure, but this is also stretched out all the way. So trying to ride it, I'm like trying to brake with my fingertip, and I don't want that. I want this thing, I want it here, but then I don't have any brakes. So like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a custom lever here at the shop.